While you're in high school, you can take college courses, earning college credit now. This is the first step toward doing what you love at the Technical College System of Georgia, with over 22 colleges and 85 campuses. With dual enrollment, save time, save money, and get a jump start on your college experience. The Technical College System of Georgia. Meaningful careers start here. Visit tcsg.edu to learn more.
Connecting the SWAC, the MEAC, SIAC, and the CIAA. The HBCU experience lives here. It's the HBCU Report with Rob Calloway.
Good Saturday morning. Thank you guys for tuning in. This is the HBCU Report being heard via Spreaker.com and also the Two Live Stews Radio Network. I am Rob Calloway, and we are back and better than ever. Thank you guys for checking out the show the past few weeks. The chat room has been on fire. Don't forget, follow us on social media at HBCU Report. We're on Twitter and Instagram at HBCU Report. Follow our content partner, sportsnewsandbrews.com, because when we're not here, we're there, and there is sportsnewsandbrews.com, your official source of sports, black news, political news, and the latest on your favorite craft beers for all my beer drinkers out there. Not just my beer drinkers, but my selective beer drinkers. Yeah, selective. Yeah, we don't talk about Coors or Bud Light or anything like that on sportsnewsandbrews.com. Sorry. All right, just had to give that disclaimer. But anyway, I had a great show last week. In case you missed last week's show, we were joined by Cedric Oglesby, former South Carolina State University kicker, also former NFL kicker. Then we had Rich Freeman from Morehouse College and Reginald Ruffin from Miles College. Those two teams hooked up in an SIAC battle last week. Miles upended Morehouse by the score of 27-24. So shouts out to Coach Ruffin on the win, and also shouts out to Morehouse and Coach Freeman on the fight, because they definitely fought in that game. A couple other things going on in the world of HBCU sports. Man, did you see I was about to say HBCUs. Did you see HBO's Real Sports this week? They talked about those money games between these big FBS schools and the HBCU football teams. Next week, I think I'm going to focus more on that, because I already had everything that I kind of wanted to do this week prior to me seeing Real Sports. But Billy Joe, the legend, the winner of 5 consecutive HBCU national championships during his time at FAMU, was on there, and man, he was dropping some knowledge. Oh my goodness. It was great. If you have not seen it, please go back and watch it in preparation. I'm going to do y'all like I do my class. Please go back and watch the video in preparation for next week's show. Man, it was pretty damn good. I'll just say that. It was pretty good. Couple other things. Excuse me. It's early. I'm tripping. Getting my coffee going. A couple other things. How about the boy Russell Westbrook signing this humongous extension? The kid's going to be making $500,000 per game. My DeKalb County math serves me right. That's $41 million a year. Unbelievable. And see, this is what I keep telling folks. Steph broke the bank. Now Russie's breaking the bank. Just wait until Lebanon James breaks the bank. Because when LBJ goes to the bank is going to bounce. I'm just being real. If you could pay Russie $500,000 a game, I'm thinking that you might be able to pay LeBron $1 million. I'm just saying. Moving right along. Jumping back into the world of HBCU sports, shouts out to North Carolina Central and that Eagle football team up there. Defeated FAMU Thursday night in a game that now extends their MEAC win streak to 17 straight games. Unbelievable. They play some good football up in North Carolina. Speaking of which, coming up on this week's show, on today's show, we have from North Carolina A&T, the greatest coach, in my opinion, outside of Eddie Robinson. Now, I know I just mentioned Billy Joe, but Coach Rod Broadway has won championships at every single stop. If you don't know about Rod Broadway, Google him. He's on Google. Yes, he is. Dude is a winner. And so we'll be talking with Coach Rod Broadway coming up on the other side of the break. Also joining the show today, Coach James Spady, Alabama A&M University. They're celebrating homecoming on the campus up there, Huntsville, Normal, Alabama, up on the hill. Shouts out to my Bulldog fam. I'm a Hornet, but it's the most heated, hated, friendliest rivalry of all times. So happy homecoming to you guys. And then, because there's so much going on in the world, we got Donald Trump and the NFL protest. We've got the NCAA arrest, the scandals going on right now in college basketball. So what we will do towards the end of the show is we'll be joined by a great friend of mine, a great mind, a brilliant mind from the HBCU realm. Attorney Robert Patillo will join the show. You've probably seen Patillo on Roland Martin, CNN, Fox News Network, dropping knowledge. And so he'll stop by the HBCU Report this morning to drop some knowledge on me, you, and even you. Yes. All of that and more coming up on the other side. This is the HBCU Report. Again, I'm excited to be with you. Thank you, guys. I really appreciate it. You've been spreading the word. We've been getting new followers on Instagram, new followers on Twitter, and it's all because of you. So thank you, guys, and thank Doug and Ryan Stewart. This is the HBCU Report, and I am Rob Calloway, and we will be right back after these words.
Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm Jason Derulo. I love that music connects to people all over the country. But unfortunately, so does something else. Childhood hunger. 15 million kids struggle with hunger right here in America. And yet, every year, billions of pounds of surplus food in the U.S. go to waste instead of going to the children in need. Feeding America is working to change this. The Feeding America nationwide network of food banks rescues this surplus of food to help provide meals to families in virtually every community in the United States, including yours. But they just can't do this alone. Join me in the fight against hunger in America. For more information on what you can do to get involved, visit feedingamerica.org. That's feedingamerica.org. Together we can solve hunger. Together, we're Feeding America. A message from Feeding America and the Ad Council.
Follow the HBCU Report on Twitter. Become a fan on Facebook at HBCU Report. This is the HBCU Report with Rob Calloway.
This is the HBCU Report being heard via Spreaker.com and now the Two Live Stews Radio Network. Rob Calloway here with you. And we are being joined on the line by a good friend of the show, talking about Coach Rod Broadway of North Carolina A&T. North Carolina A&T tearing the MEAC up right now. We're actually tearing everybody up right now. Standing at 4-0 on the season. First of all, Coach, welcome back to the show.
Thank you, and thank you for having us.
Not a problem, man. So you guys have gotten out to one heck of a start, including last week's 49-17 win over Morgan State, a MEAC opponent. Just briefly, talk to us about this year's season so far.
Well, it's been good so far. You know, we've played well at spots and not so well at other spots and gotten beat up at a couple of positions. But overall, we're pleased in the direction we're going. We just need to continue to make improvements and to get better every week.
Absolutely. Now, I had the opportunity of seeing you on ESPN a couple weeks ago. I said, oh, look at my good friend over there. Looking real good. And, of course, everybody, the whole world, I mean, I don't know why they were acting like it was a secret. Everybody's talking about this young man, running back out of North Carolina A&T, tearing it up right now in the NFL, talking about Tariq Cohen of the Chicago Bears. How happy are you for this guy right now, Coach?
Oh, extremely. I guess the world has an opportunity to see now what we've been saying for 4 years, that he's an outstanding player and such a good person. So we're excited for him and proud of him.
Yeah, absolutely. This is the HBCU Report. Rob Calloway on the line right now with Coach Rod Broadway. He is the head football coach of the North Carolina A&T Aggies. The Aggies currently sitting 4-0 on the season as they prepare for this weekend's matchup versus South Carolina State in Orangeburg, South Carolina. And, of course, South Carolina State coming off a heartbreaker last Thursday night a game that they thought they had pretty much wrapped up, but an opponent that you know very well, that North Carolina Central Eagles team, came back and did what champions do. Came back and mounted one heck of a second-half comeback against South Carolina State. So when you go head-to-head this weekend against Buddy Pugh's Bulldogs, what can we expect, Coach?
Well, a bloodbath. Two teams that, hopefully that has the heart of champions and plays that way. Buddy's team is always good. It's South Carolina State, and we need to play a good game to even have a chance to win this thing. So we're excited about it, and, they should be, undefeated right now. Play here, play there, blown assignment here. They played well. They just made some mistakes that's really cost them.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Well, it's so much stuff, and again, I like to always have you on during the season because you bring a lot of perspective. A lot of you coaches, bring a lot of perspective to conversations, especially when you talk about just society as a whole. And of course, right now, one of the big conversation pieces, Coach, is this whole Donald Trump versus the NFL thing, and we saw a lot of protests happened last weekend throughout the NFL. Just as a wise man, Coach, just as a wise man, what are your thoughts on all this stuff that's going on right now?
Well, number one, it's saddening actually, that we fighting fights that we fought 50 years ago, and we got to step back and revisit and refight some battles that we had previously won. I see there's a lot of anger in this world, and I think a lot of people is mistaking what these guys are doing for the flag and national anthem when it wasn't about that. It was about young black men being innocently killed, shot in the back or whatever. That was what we were standing for. And to put it on the flag, I think, is disappointing and embarrassing because that's not what the movement was about. And, as leader of black men, my guys are the ones that's getting shot, so we need to, be able to take a stand and hopefully get the word out that we, too, would like to see a change in a positive way for young black men in America.
The message was so powerful originally, and it's like now, I think it's kind of gotten watered down and the debate has turned into some things that it really shouldn't be about. You got some people arguing with each other, really because they don't understand the message as a whole. And so, but it is. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I was just saying, and I just think that there needs to be more dialogue, so everybody can have a better understanding about what this is about, what this conversation piece is about, and it's not just a fad like the ice bucket challenge or something like that. People just taking pictures, kneeling. I mean, we can't let that take over.
Well, I read a thing online the other day, and I think it put everything in perspective. He said, and it said something like, if we think this protest is about the flag and the national anthem, that's the same as saying that Rosa Parks was against public transportation. So we're losing sight of what the battle is actually all about. And, it may be a tough conversation, but one thing that I think I understand is that, we both can look at the same thing and see something totally different. And our upbringing in our communities may be a little bit different from their communities and their upbringing, so they may see things different from us. So it's obviously that we all need to sit down with an open heart and open mind and discuss these things and hopefully make it better for these young guys.
Yeah, you're absolutely right about that. Now, a couple other things I want to talk to you about before I let you go. A couple weeks ago, the news came out about Aaron Hernandez and the fact that his case of CTE was the worst that they've seen it in anybody his age. What are some of the things, Coach, like, you've been coaching, for a minute now, and what are some of the things that you see in place now that weren't there just maybe 4 or 5 years ago in order to actually keep these players safe?
Well, I think the NCAA is doing a decent job of trying to help, cutting back on tour days, number of hours you have with these guys and so forth and so on. One of the things that we've done is that we never wear full pads. Once the season starts, we're never out in full pads, and we do absolutely no live stuff during the season other than on Saturday. So we try to get our guys to the game, and we don't want